welcome back to another CSS Battle. Today we're going to be doing the target from July 25th, 2024. So today's target is a little bit of a trickier one. To start off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make three divs. One's going to be this top element, one's going to be this middle section, and one's going to be this bottom section. So to start off, let's create our divs. I'm going to call this one div T for top. Next one I'm going to call div M for middle. And the last one I'm going to call div B for bottom. So now let's open up our style tag and we'll get to the CSS. Let's start off with the body tag. I'm just going to add a background color here. It's just going to be this darkest green. And next, let's actually start on our middle element. We're going to start off with the height and width. Let's give it a height of 80. We'll give it a width of 300. We also need to add a background color, which is going to be this medium green. And let's add a border radius. It's going to be 50% to create an oval. And next, let's just move it into position. I'm going to do that with margin. So let's move it 115 pixels from the top. And for the left and right margin, we'll add auto. So there we have it, positioned nicely. And let's now go back up and do the top. So we're going to grab our T div. Let's also give it a height and width. Let's give it a height of 75. We'll give it a width of 100. Let's give it a background color. It's going to be this lightest green. Let's fix the shape a little bit. We'll do that with the border radius. We'll do 50 pixels in the top left corner, 50 pixels. And for the bottom, we'll go 0 and 0. And it's starting to look pretty good. We're also missing this curve at the bottom though. I'm going to create that with a pseudo element. I'm going to use this ampersand, which is going to select the CSS selector, which the block it's in. So this is going to be the equivalent of T after. So for our pseudo element, let's start off by giving it a height and width. Let's give it a height of 30, and let's give it a width of 100. Let's also give it a content. It's just going to be an empty string. And we also need a background color. It's going to be that lightest green. Let's also give it a position of absolute. Looks like we spelled that wrong. There we go. And we can see it appearing on the page now. It's going to need a border radius of 50%. And just so we're able to position it relative to this T element, let's give the T element a position of absolute. So now we can just move this 60 pixels away from the top, and it'll be positioned nicely. We have to go back to our top and position it now. So let's move it 80 pixels away from the top. And from the left, let's try 150 pixels. And that's looking pretty good. So now the last element we need to work on is our bottom element. It's going to be very similar to our top element. You can see like the bottom of this bottom element matches exactly the shape of this top element. So what we're going to do, we're going to basically copy our top element and move it down. So let's move it further away from the top. Let's try 150 pixels. Looks like it's a little bit too much. Let's try 130. And lastly, we just need to bump it behind this top and middle element. We can do that using z-index. Let's just give it a -1. And there we have it. Looks like we have a pretty close match. We can submit that just to be sure. And there we have it. We do have a 100% match. Yeah, definitely a little bit of a trickier challenge today. Let me know if you found any optimizations that you're able to use to get the character count down a little bit more. I'd be interested to see that. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.